here in the US, and good evening to our Filipino kababayans in the Philippines. And of course, we have the pleasure and we are so honored that Marcia Riego, our sales director from the Philippines, is joining us this morning and this evening. And Kanako Bay Miller, our international support, is also joining us. Thank you so much for giving us your time. We really appreciate it. So what will be our topics for tonight? Of course, these two are our key leaders to execute our pre-launch in the Philippines. You know, we would say pioneers, right? Why is pioneering important? You know, can you imagine pioneering like Facebook and Microsoft? This is so huge. So let's not, you know, let's not take this for granted. Let's take advantage of this time. And with this, I know that many lives will be changed in the Philippines and also here in the US. You know, not only in business-wise, but you know that it has touched my life first, health-wise, and I know we'll be changing 100%. You know, changing people's lives all over the world, we would say. So as I've mentioned, our topics for tonight will be the VIP, if we have candidates, the BDA contract, we have the pre-launch and pre-registration. So with that, of course, we will be having first-hand information from our key leaders from the Philippines and the international support, Kanako. So we would start with the VIP candidate. So the VIP candidates, you connect with your leaders. The leaders will connect to Kai, and Kai will be connected to Mersha for processing. So can we have more details on that, Mersha?
Sure. Can I share my screen?
Sure.
Okay.
Kai, can you make her a co-host, please?
Okay. There. Anybody can share.
Okay. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes, that's perfect, Mersha. Thank you.
So yes, let's discuss about the qualifications or our red carpet program for the Philippines. KK is also a key person to help us out with this, along with Taylor from the corporate office, and of course Pam. So it's very important. I'm so excited because in your team, I heard that there's a lot of candidate for this. So let's understand further the criteria for the red carpet candidate and our timeline for applications and when should we be starting. So KK, if you need to add up on some of the information here, please feel free to help me out. Okay, so red carpet, basically we are offering this to probably there are some people in the same industry that we are right now that are looking for a new home, and this is a kind of support that we give to bridge the kind of income and so that they could easily transfer their business to Life Advantage.
Marcia, can I mute everybody and then you can just unmute yourself,
Yes.
please? Thank you.
Okay, so I'm back. All right. So yeah, so red carpet program is a support to our leaders to have a really good transition to Life Vantage. They are commonly leaders from different companies. Of course, we don't get leaders like while they are having a good time. Sorry, my son is calling. Well, if when they are when they are satisfied with the company that they're in right now, then we don't pursue them like very intensely. But if they're looking for a new home, then the red carpet program is really good for them. So our mission for that is to leverage the power of network marketing, and especially that we really have a good product for health and wellness. And our vision is to empower people with products that support their health and well-being and opportunities that help them create personal legacy. So we stand true to this claim because we really have good plans and big vision for the Philippine market. And for the let's understand further, what do we do with the red carpet program? So it offers financial support, compensation plan support, field development support, product support. So depending on the assessment, one candidate could have all, or some may just have a portion or one of among the four. So let's understand further what do we give by each of these categories. So the financial support, for example, this is a 6-month contract. So contract payments are based on sales performance and volume growth. So this is something that is still, we give them the financial support, but it still depends on their performance by the end of the month. And all contracts are based on $1 to 1.5 points of volume scale. So later on, we're going to be discussing it further. And then we have contracts from $3,000 to $50,000, depending on how large the group of this leader or this candidate. So, and of course, one very important aspect is that one of the requirements, they must also provide proof of income from their previous company, so that we will be including this in our assessment with them. So KK, I think you explained this better. Can you help me out with this diagram, please?
Sure. So this is the required volume. So it's a 6-month contract, and then the required volume grow month to month. So this is an example of $10,000 contract. We always do contract amount times 1.5. And then the first month starts with 10,000 times 1.5 times 1. So if your contract is 10,000, then it's going to be 15,000. And then the second month, it's going to be 10,000 times 1.5 times 2. So 30,000 PV, OV. And so it grows from month to month. And so you have to be building your organization for the 6 months period. And so it's not all or nothing either. So if you couldn't achieve 100% of this required volume, if you achieve at least 75 of this required volume, then we will prorate and then help earn the commission or help earn this top-up payment. And then this is, if you have a 10,000 contract, it's not like you will receive 10,000 when you achieve this required volume. You are supposed to earn 20% of this contracted amount through your compensation plan. So you have to be building and you have to be earning commissions, and we will help you to earn this contracted amount if you satisfy all these requirements.
So are we good with that, KK?
Yeah.
So as of the moment, we are going to, it's good that you already have your candidates lined up. So we are going to start with, we are going to start accepting application forms 4 weeks before the official launch. So during the pre-registration period, you could start submitting your the application forms for the candidates, and then we will be doing the pre-assessment, and then we will be endorsing for approval to HQ, and then we will start all the contracts once we officially launch here in the Philippines. So,
Marcia, I have a question. So
yes.
if you say 4 weeks before the launching, so when is that going to be? Give me a month where we can start, or can we start filling up application and then sending it to you in advance?
So what we have discussed upon in HQ is that the final launch date is actually to be announced. And once we are clear with the launch date, all our leaders, and that will always be including you, Kai, on the first ones to know, so that we could deliver the message to our distributors. So as of the moment, we still stand to the original time frame that the corporate has given. So it could be anytime from on the second quarter. So second quarter is from October to December. There's no specific date as of the moment, but the announcement could be given any moment. So let's just wait for the official announcement of the HQ, and then we will let you know right away.
Okay. But you will say the application is with me. I can just sort of like hold on to the application, and if anybody who wants to prepare for the requirements, then I can definitely have them fill that out and just prepare for the requirements, right?
Absolutely.
By the way, everybody, the red carpet, if you do not know about this, if you have a prospect who is a professional network marketer, you are, I mean, these are the ones that we're talking about. They are called the VIP Red Carpet Program. We offer this to a professional network marketers, not an ordinary network marketers. Yes. Thank you, Marcia.
Thank you. So that's a good plan, Kai. So you already plan it on your end internally. And once we are ready to accept application forms, then we will let you know so that we could start with the review and interview of the candidate right away. So that when we open, then we could start them on their contracts when they get approved. So, well, everyone goes on with the same process. So, okay, I hope you're feeling better. So
I'm trying to, yeah. And Beth has a question on the red carpet. She enumerated the. Beth, you are muted. About the compensation, about the advance,
Yes.
about the payment structure.
Right. So for these candidates, can they have a cash advance prior to the 30 days, or do they have to wait for 30 days and meet the volume first before they get their check?
So as of the moment, the rule says that it has to complete the requirement for the month. So that we have to finish the calendar month so that we could compute the compensation for them.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Any other question, Beth?
So if there's no other question about the red carpet volume, I would like to share with you some of the updates for the Philippine market. So, sorry, I just have to. Of course, the pre-enrollment, this is something that we are all waiting for. So I'm also really excited on this because this is a cue for us to really give a chance for us to prepare while we are waiting for the official launch. So the pre-launch means that we are going to start accepting distributor enrollment approximately 4 weeks prior to the official market launch. So this is the same time frame as when we are going to start with acceptance of applications forms for the red carpet. And for as of the moment, the process could, when we pre-enroll for Philippine distributors, what they just need to do is purchase the start kit by calling customer service. So this is just to for them to be included in your tree. And when we officially launch, then that's the time that they will be purchasing their enrollment packages. So what they just need to provide when they pre-enroll is the sponsor's name and ID number. So you always have to have your ID number ready so that when they're ready to pre-enroll, they have to give the correct sponsor ID number and sponsor name. And of course, their tax identification number. So it's always a requirement for us. As a publicly traded company, it's very important to us that we abide by the rules of the Bureau of Internal Revenue over here. So as early as now, all our prospects, let's have them process their TIN so that it's already available when they enroll. And of course, valid email address. So based on experience from the previous companies, this is a very simple requirement, but not all of them are just giving the right email addresses. Please make sure that they provide their own email addresses, not their uplines, not their friends, not their family members, that they're not able to open it, because all the communications, all necessary communications coming from the corporate are gonna be sent to the email address that they're gonna be providing. And of course, phone number. So this has been also a challenge that I have experienced in the past. Same thing with email addresses. Sometimes they just provide their upline's phone number, or they provide not their own number just for the sake of enrollment, and they don't correct it. So when there's a time or when there's a need for us to reach out to them for some reason, we are not able to reach them. So these are very basic information that I think that needs to be emphasized with them. Just provide their own email addresses and phone numbers. And then shipping and billing addresses, it's also very important. And when they pre-enroll, they can use credit card information, Visa, MasterCard, or Amex. So KK, do you have the exact amount for the pre-enrollment package? Or yeah, the
Starting
pre-enrollment package.
cost.
Yes.
I have to look it up, but I have it in US dollars. It's approximately $20. Let me look up quickly.
So our peg rate as of the moment is 50 pesos to $1. So that's it for now. So when we already have them on, if the prospects have pre-enrolled, then they will be in your holding tanks, and at least you could see all their information also.
Mercia, number one, if they don't have a credit card, what's the alternative?
So we are working with our IT team if they could use their debit cards. So this is a totally different scenario with the regular purchases, because with regular purchases, we are ready to accept GCash, cash, bank transfers, credit and debit cards. But this one, we have to confirm with IT if what they are capable of. But as of the moment, they are capable of accepting credit card. I think KK is confirming debit card also, because as of the moment, most bank accounts have debit cards now.
Debit card, and it's 1,200 pesos to pre-register to get their ID number, distributor ID number, and line up in their tree. So how do can they, for example, can I give them my website and they can sign up? Is that how you do it?
No, this is a pre-launch enrollment. That means that we are not 100% ready to officially open and start doing business as usual. So, but we wanted to, because we opened few markets in the past, and one of the bottlenecks that we had was the distributor enrollments, because you have to go one by one, and it takes a while. And the request that we are receiving is, would it be possible to have the pre-launch enrollment so that building the tree and sign up will be smoother than the past? So what pre-launch means is that we are trying to allow the distributors to sign up before everything is 100% ready. So website and all the systems are not 100% ready, and that is why we have to call in and have the customer service agents input all this information, and also payment too. We like to allow all the payment methods possible. However, because we are going to open this process up before everything is ready, the currently only the credit card is going to be acceptable from the system side. So that's one thing that I really appreciate if everyone could understand that we are allowing this process before everything is 100% ready. So there are few restrictions.
Perfect.
Question, Kanako. So if people will call in the customer service, local customer service in the Philippines to enroll themselves, would that create some chaos, like, for example, errors? Because it's manually called in and there will be errors in registration. So our people might get lost or might be put in other team or something, which it happens. So how do you monitor the
So during the pre-launch process, the phone number is going to be so it is a local Philippine number, but the call is actually getting forwarded to the US customer service. So we will be training the local staff in Philippines as well. But initially, when this roll out, all the calls are going to the US call center. And US call center is going to be taking all the calls after the launch too, to ensure we have enough experienced staff to support. And
can you handle the number of people calling?
I'm so sorry, number of
Can we handle the number of people calling to register? Because
that
in
is
the
a very
beginning,
good point. That is a very good
Yes.
yes. We are estimating the number of calls and trying to allocate the enough numbers, but you are correct. We just don't know how many. We do have an estimate and try to have all the staff standing by. However, there will be a chance that you're gonna have to wait for a while on the phone. Hopefully,
like waiting for 20 minutes is very, very
it is really long.
it's unacceptable. Yes, because remember when we launched a new product and then when we were trying to order, it was a nightmare. It took us 30 to 1 hour, and hopefully you guys have anticipated that. So my next question would be, what if I collate the leaders, Madelon, Salindong, Adrian, you know, we, the leaders, can collate all this name, teen, valid address, phone number, and we will be the one to call LifeVantage and submit all the information and credit card information so that it will be smooth.
I see, I see. That's a very good idea, Kai. I really appreciate that idea. Let me take that back to the teams.
Yeah, so I can email, let's say I can email, let's say you are the local, whatever, you have an email. Here, I'm gonna email to you, this is Kai's team. These are the requests for registration for my team and their team and their team. Can you please process? That way, if something gets lost, we have a validation. Hey, this one, number one, Dilma Magnaye didn't go through. Where is this? It's not in the, you know, so we can have a trace paper trail.
Actually, I agree with Guy because our customer service support here in the US, when you email them, they answer you within 24 hours. So I think having you know, a black and white would be perfect because we would always have a clear view of who the people are that we are registering for the enrollment. So I think that would help everybody.
Yes, we need to address number one, Mercia, the delays, the mistakes, the errors, the delays basically, and the clogging of the phone calls.
Yep.
Okay.
Especially, I think in the Philippines, the problem is people buy loads for their phone. So if they will be waiting 20, 30 minutes, on the phone, they would be losing a lot of money waiting online. So if we can just consider that too.
Does that make sense, Marcia?
Yes. So we really appreciate these comments because that's why we like talking to our leaders, because any comments that you have that we find necessary to talk about in the corporate, we could look into. So actually, we HQ is looking into getting a toll-free number. That's still in the process. I hope that will push through so that even if they don't have load, they could still call the local toll-free number. So I hope that we get that finalized very soon so that we could release the number. So that's also one of the reasons that we have not published the numbers here yet. Because we have a local Manila number, but we want everything to be convenient for our distributors. So our goal really is to have, to make the experience smooth as possible, or as smooth as we can possibly do. So any feedback or suggestions, comments, we are really listening to that, because we are very willing to look into some possible options that we can. So yes, we are
Thank
going to
you.
look into that.
So clarification, please.
Yes.
So for us, like we have a red carpet candidate. So we enroll him, or we put him into that placement.
Mhm.
Then from that red carpet member, it's gonna have like a lot. So what we plan with Kai is to do it ourselves, to like register all the whatever members he is gonna have, and then like we will email you all the numbers, all the members list, and then to make sure that everything will be in place, and to make sure that those will not get lost or something, or misplaced or So right now, we have that apprehension, or kind of like feeling that's gonna be like really a lot. So the support of everyone will be really appreciated, and any feedback, because everyone is so excited already in the Philippines. We don't know what to say. We don't know what, like, when. So like my red carpet person is really excited. They said, I'm so ready, because they don't have home right now. So we're still like trying to really like, just wait a little bit, it's there. The office is already there. We're just waiting for some government requirements, right, to be complied, and, then we'll go. So, but, he's so eager. He's so excited to be on board already. So
yes, we will support 100% your VIP mess, because that would be one of our main focus with the Advantage, and also with Madelon Salindong's team.
I have another question for either Mersha or Kanako. So when you pre-enroll, right, are you going to be given a distributor ID number? Yes. So with that person, this person will have people under them too. So can they enlist or enroll under that person?
Yes.
Already?
Yes.
All right. Okay. And are they going to be charged right away when they pre-enroll?
Yes.
$1,200
Yes.
pesos. Yes.
pesos.
You cannot get in without paying. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Kyle,
And
I have a question, please. This is Madelon. I have a
Yeah.
question.
Go ahead, Madel.
Yeah, my question is that it was mentioned that the pre-registration is just using the credit card. I think that is a huge challenge here in the Philippines because, many Filipinos don't have the credit cards. So if like Vantage could do something about it, because and another my question is that can I use another person's credit card because
Yes,
credit
that's a
card?
good.
Can I use another person's credit card to pre-register?
Yes, Marcia, you have to allow that. You have to allow that.
that is a really good question. So I also have raised that prior. And
Temporarily, you have to allow that temporarily for all registrations. They have to unlock the, just allow it for now. And then when the time comes next year, everything is okay. Then GCash is available. Then they can block that. But in the meantime, for registration, Madelon sent a very good point. Either debit card, credit card, but for those people who doesn't have that, because many Filipinos don't have that, if you can allow us to use our credit cards for the meantime, it's only 1,200 or cash.
Yeah,
okay,
cash
those
or
are
You
those
mean
are
the GCash, Kai? GCash.
No, cash, because the
Cash?
GCash still not.
So they'll give us cash and then we'll use our credit card or something?
So we can use your credit card pagka mag-pay in po kami.
Anything that could accept payment, Marcia, because if not, then we will defeat the purpose of pre-enrollment. Thank
Welcome,
you, Matt.
Adrian. Welcome.
Hello po. We can pay through your credit card and we'll pay you through cash na lang. Tama. We can use your card, credit
What
card.
do you
na.
think,
Pwede ba
Mercy?
yun?
well, these are really
Kasi po,
valid points
cash na lang.
because of the limitation coming from the system side for the pre-enrollment. We are ready. We're going to be ready when we launch, but pre-enrollment is limited. So we have talked about KK. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know debit card is being confirmed right now, so I'll get back to you when it is confirmed that we could use debit card. And on the credit card, we are expecting our leaders to work with the prospects. And yes, as of the initial confirmation that I have received prior to this call is that we can use Upline's credit card for this. So you could make arrangements just for the pre-enrollment.
Just for the pre-enrollment.
That's so good news.
That
Thank you,
is good
Marcia.
news.
Pwede din ito register. Okay.
Very good, very good.
Pag may mga
So-
paying tayo.
And then, Mas, you have a really good point earlier about your red carpet candidate having so many people lined up for pre-registration. I think that is a good problem to have that we are really willing to take on. But let's
Yes.
just
It's
Yeah.
gonna be really crazy when we're in. So we're really excited that, just for my red carpet to be really in. Then from there, we will really work overtime, and we'll be
Will
needing
not work like
a lot
crazy.
of help. Thank you, Adrian.
really excited to meet and finally get to know your teammates once we start
Yes.
pre-registration.
Yes, and he's here actually, Adrian.
Hi,
Can you
Adrian.
mute yourselves, please? Can you mute
Yes.
yourselves?
Thank you, Adrian. Oh, well, anyway, so that's it for the basic information that we need to know as we prepare for the pre-enrollment. And as we know, there's a lot of leaders that are also wanting to create their momentum here in the Philippines. So that is why I have reached out to our Filipino leaders so that we could give an example of online presentations. So the culture that we want to create here in Life Vantage is that we help each other. Doesn't matter which team are you coming from, but let's give everyone the confidence that no matter whose presentation are we attending, then we have to respect who has invited them. So that's why I reached out to Kai and some of our leaders to create a weekly Life Vantage Philippines overview every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Philippine time, so that our international leaders could get an example of how we do our presentations. I have attended some of your presentations and they are really good, very informative. So we want them to see how it is being done. So that is why we have these presentations 5 Wednesdays of September. So we will have Josie and Van and then Charlotte. Charlotte, she's an Australian and she will be joined by Biara because I have seen them present for the Philippine market. And it's also a good example that even though you're not a Filipino, you could still create a movement here in the Philippines. So that's why we have her here. And of course, Marjorie Ham and Kai, I hope you're feeling better this time.
Yes, I will be rocking that. Yeah.
I intentionally put you in here, this specific slot, because I know that your presentation will be a good one and you will be feeling better at this time. And of course, Jing and Arnold. So let's encourage our fellow leaders to plug in their guests and don't be intimidated of creating a business here in the Philippines because we support each other. So aside from us at the corporate, other leaders are also supporting them and they don't have to worry about us getting their prospects or anything, because that's one thing that we want to promote on: respect for all our leaders. So
Yes.
I'm sure that is something that is existing in this team. So we really need good examples. So I'm counting on you guys.
Yes. And then once we have our VIP lined up, VIP red carpet leaders, they are professional presenters. So Philippines will be, they will be all over the Philippines, in Manila, in Baguio, in all over, and they will be utilizing our beautiful office to conduct presentations. So you have, remember, they are pioneers. They are the professional network marketers. They will be leading us. They will be the one that's going to create the big, massive volume in the Philippines and will make a difference in a lot of people's lives. So they will be our leaders. They will be our first Master Pro 10, our elites, and we will be guided by them. So it is really, really exciting times for all of us to follow these leaders. That's why it's good to train them. And the good news about this is Mercia and Kanako will be supporting all our VIP red carpet leaders, whatever they need, their meetings, their events, their swags, their everything. They will be fully equipped with support from Life Vantage to make them very, very successful in their launching.
Yes. So yes, it's always gonna be a support. Both of the field leadership and the corporate leadership are always gonna be supporting each other. So it's always gonna be partners in order for the company to be successful, because it's not gonna be just the corporate and just the field leadership. It doesn't work that way. In network marketing, it should always be a partnership between corporate and the field leadership, because each of them has their own special roles to make the company or to keep the company moving.
Yes, Life Vantage always tells me they are our servants. They serve
That's
us.
true.
So that's why we love them, because they really provide everything that we need. And the coolest thing about this, Mercia, is that the products will be, we have our warehouse, right? And the products can also be bought at the office, right?
Yes, so there is an option, and I think the company is really wise enough that given the current situation, the lockdowns is just messy. Sometimes it's just immediately announced that, oh, there's going to be lockdown. So even if we close the office, online shipments will still be ongoing. So it's
Wow.
a
And then
business.
Mercia, you like the, yes, teamwork makes dream work. Mercia, you like the idea and you're going to have it approved, right? When people are reaching Pro 6 and above, and maybe we will have a suggestion to have an automatic um,
Oh,
what is that? Auto shipment deduction instead of paying and forgetting their automatic once you're Pro 6 and above, because you're earning so much, then they will just deduct that $200 monthly automatic shipment from your paycheck, which is, so it allows you
Kai,
to,
it's $100 in the Philippines.
no,
Oh,
in
Pro
Pro
6 is
6 is
already 200.
200.
Yes, 200. Correct.
okay.
200.
So
We
that
will
idea,
not give a free deduction when they are Pro 1 and Pro 5 because they're not making money yet.
so Kai, that suggestion is actually noted. So one thing about LifeVantage is before I confirm or before I even say yes or no, I will have to check the department that could make that possible for us. Of course, we need to get
Yes.
approval from sales, and of course, we have to look at the IT side if it's possible. So yeah, I ask for your patience that some of the questions we could not immediately say yes or no because there are departments we need to check.
Exactly.
We
It
want
has
to
to
make
be
sure, yeah,
processed. Yeah, sorry, Mercia.
we want
Good.
to make sure that all that we say is actually possible so that we don't set the wrong expectations to people. But yes, that is taken, that is noted, and we can discuss about it internally here at the corporate and see the possibility.
I would also like to confirm, Marsha, is it right that when you reach Pro 3 in the Philippines, you will be given an account manager to help you with your business?
So we are still talking on the setup for the Philippines, given the manpower that we have right now. Of course, hiring depends on the need. So we will give you updates on that once we have fully established the local operations and if there is a need for us to get support from the US team, because I know that US has their own ways, but other countries could also propose whatever would work for the market.
Perfect. So I heard that you just came from our office. Maybe you can update us with that and for us to be more excited.
Yeah, I have some photos over here. So, during our first leaders meeting, this is just how it looks like. Very bare, almost
Right.
nothing. And then last July, this is how it looked like. And right now it's complete,
Wow.
almost complete. So this is our lounge and reception area. We're just gonna be putting some wallpapers over here at the reception area. There's also gonna be a TV over there and a wallpaper at this side, so that could serve as our photo wall also. And on this part, could you see the table here, the at the LifeVantage signage? We will be putting 2 computers over here so that when a person goes to the office, doesn't have computer, then they could enroll their people and they could get their products from our staff. So pretty much, and this area over here, this is a small meeting room that leaders can use if they need to have exclusive meeting with their guests or if they just need to talk with somebody that's not heard by the rest of the people at the lounge area. So we could also have this scheduled if we come to a time that there's already a lot of people going into the office. So yeah, just coordinate with us and it's ready for use. And of course, this is the staff area. So yeah, we have a little pantry over there and our tables, chairs, small meeting room, and the small offices for managers. So that's the staff area. And of course, the most important room in the office is our training room. So we are going to, this is how it look like right now, but depending on the community quarantine status, we will be rearranging because as you know, depending on the quarantine status, the limits of people going to the office is also different. Sometimes it's 30% capacity, sometimes it's 50% capacity. So we are always gonna be closely monitoring that so that we could arrange the training room depending on the government mandate. Of course, we don't want to be known that is a company violating anything with IATF or what. We always want to be compliant as responsible citizens. But yes, I can't wait for you to be using this training room, and you are always welcome. So we will be holding regular corporate trainings here, but it is also open to leaders and teams to use this room. We want this always filled and used. Let's just schedule whenever you need it. So everybody will have equal share of using the training room. So of course, because of the different meet and greets, I think the momentum is being created from time to time. And I'm really very overwhelmed of how the field is moving. And yes. So your team is actually very active. I really appreciate that. And it won't be a wonder if one of the first founders or elites will be coming from the team. But yes.
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
yes, yes.
Yes,
Very
yes.
contributive.
Marcia, how many capacity again? 50 in the training room?
As of the moment with this setup, I think we put 54 or 57 chairs. I could not.
Okay, so more or less 50.
Yes, but
now.
then we could always add on chairs. We have a lot of chairs in the office if we are already allowed for full capacity.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
You
How's
can
the
house
situation?
100 plus, but
How's the
right
situation with the GCQ, ECQ?
We are at MECQ right now, so it's very traffic. When I went to the office, it took me 2 hours to travel from Makati to Taytay this time. So the lockdown has just been lifted last week.
Yes.
So people are back to the streets and cars are starting to feel this.
Amen.
Again. So anyway, that's still
But
a
still
good
the quarantine is 10 days for non-green.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're not the green thing, right?
US is not.
How come?
US has lots of cases, so they're not still on the green list.
So Mads,
yeah, I still have several questions.
I want to encourage you to ask more questions if you can.
Cool. Stop. Yeah, I in fact I have several questions directed to Marcia or Kanako. Can I ask my questions now?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. I have several questions. Number one is, I hope you take note of my questions. Number one is, Marcia mentioned that there will be presentations every Wednesday. We would like to know when this will start. And of course, we will appreciate if you can give us the Zoom link so we can promote it as early. So will it be September 1st or September 8th initially? So we'd like to know about that. Number two, we have a pre-launch, right? And pre-registration that is will happen 1 month before the official launch. So when we have the official launch, will the products be available for the enrollment packs and the reorders as well? So that's my second question. Number three is, how about logistics? Are we shipping to all areas all around the Philippines? Do we have a logistic company partner to look into the shipping or logistics of our products? And then because that's very important, especially outside of Metro Manila, because that's always a problem here in the Philippines since we have 7,000 islands here, you know. So I just want to make sure that logistics is taken care of. Because we will not be producing a lot of volume if we have a inefficient logistics. And then another question would be, I heard that there will be promos that will be launched on the the official launch. Hopefully you could announce it early so we will be more excited and be planning our strategy to qualify for all the promos. You know, Filipinos are loves promos, you know. And then of course last is, can we connect directly to you, Mersha, instead of connecting to Kai in Texas from here? Can we connect to you directly for some other concerns? So those are my
Yes.
questions.
Okay, thanks for those questions. Was it Madel? Okay. So yes, so let me go through your individual items. So flyers for the presentations, yes, we have available flyers. It has been sent to our WhatsApp group for leaders, but I could resend it to you guys so that you could send it to the whole group.
Okay.
So it has all the information there, the dates. It will be starting tomorrow, September 1st, and then September 8th,
Okay.
September 15th, 22nd is for Kai, and then 29th is for G.
Okay.
So the Zoom links are also available on the flyer. So yes, you could circulate those flyers immediately. And then product availability, KK, you're free to butt in also. Product availability, when we officially launch, then yes, it will be available because we're not going to be launching if the products are not yet available. So that's also one of the reasons why we're taking it one step at a time, just to make sure that we are following everything on the government mandate. So this is also one thing that we want to guarantee you, that we are not moving as fast as we wanted, because if we are going to be asked, we wanted to launch right now, but the company is very cautious just not to make anything that will cause any problems with the government. So let's just continue being patient and understanding about this, but we want to start everything right. So I think this is one thing that's actually going to be an advantage for us in the future. And then shipping, if we are going to be shipping to different areas of the country, yes, we are negotiating with different couriers just to make sure that we could ship in majority of the places. I'm not sure if what places are not available right now for couriers to reach, but probably the only location that we could not reach is if those major carriers could also not really reach that location. But all major places, we are working with couriers that are commonly used here in the Philippines, that could easily be reached or that could easily deliver our items. So now we have another challenge because of the community quarantines from one place to another. So if there will be delays, I think that will be depending on the places that they are passing through, depending on the restrictions on each of these locations. But pretty much this is being taken care of. And then promos. So what the corporate is doing right now is that we are making sure that we are following a process, like every promo or every announcement that we have, we announce it to leaders first. So that is why we have monthly call with leaders, so that the leaders could deliver to their teams. But these are very strategically being announced just to make sure that we are not announcing it prematurely, because we have set some promos internally. We just want to announce it when the time is right. So we don't want to announce it right now because it's not yet, it's not, the launch is not yet, or the pre-launch is not yet moving. So yeah, let's just be patient with that, but we will definitely be announcing it with the same protocol. So leaders call, leaders deliver to their teams, and then follow-up calls if needed and reminders if needed. But yes, we have lined up so many exciting promos and activities for us all. And then,
Marcia, when you say leaders, that means our VIP leaders, the people who are leading the team in the Philippines, right?
yes, when we say the leaders call, Kai, this is the monthly calls that we are doing every last Friday of the month. So we just had our third call last Friday. So we will be having another one this September, and then all the announcements are actually being announced there first before we get into team meetings. And then the last question that you have here is, could you connect to me directly? So I'm always open to having conversations with distributors. My only challenge right now is with the volume or the number of people reaching out to me. So there is a big chance that I may not be able to answer immediately, but I accommodate as much or as many as I can. So yes, you could always connect to me, and I will have the local team joining us very soon that will also help us out. And we also have created our own Philippine local support email for everyone to send emails to, and a local number that's being worked on right now. So yes, let's still communicate. And then if the volume is just too high, then I'll just have to delegate in the meantime until we get through the local procedures that we are having.
Do you have any support system there, Marcia? Are you
We are
not just
going to have very soon, Kai.
very good?
Thank you so much for those answers, Mersha. Appreciate that. I have a follow-up questions regarding the products. I believe that NAD will not yet be available. Is that correct?
So I think it is safe to say that we are starting with NRF1, NRF2, and True Science.
Okay, so I hope it will be also available soon, because I'm particularly interested with the tri-synergizer. It will not be complete if there is lacking one of those three. So another question. So regarding the founders, I don't know, how do you call it, Founders Club or whatever for the Philippines, is there any qualifications to be part of the Founders Club?
That is
Will
a
you
really
be?
good question. And I know a lot of you are excited for that. So KK and I will be doing I think we will be including that before we even launch, because that's one of the most important things that we will be running when we officially launch the market.
What was that? What was that, Marcia? I missed that one.
The
Founders.
Philippine Founders.
Oh, good.
So the
Yeah.
Philippine Founders, that's the foundation of Philippine history. So run as many as we can on the team. You will be part of history.
Yes.
How many years we have been in the market, so that's your names will always be there. But yes, please watch out for the meeting, specifically for the Philippine Founders and other promos that we will be having prior to the official launch.
Oh, wow. Thank you so
Mersha.
much. We're excited to know about the founders, to become part of the founders. Another last question.
Sige lang, Mad. Sige lang.
Yeah, I observed that there is the compensation plan for the Philippines is quite different from other markets. Will that be discussed on the presentations that will start tomorrow and
Not yet.
every Wednesdays? Not yet.
Not yet. So we are just doing the overviews as of this time, because we will be having, KK, are we gonna have our special compensation plan training with our leaders first? Same thing with other announcements, or?
Yes,
Yes, please.
high-level training was done in the call number 2.
Okay.
And it was recorded, so if anybody needs the link, we can provide. And yeah, we can certainly plan more compensation plan training if that's helpful.
Yeah, we need the compensation plan training, especially for us leaders who will spearhead our team. We need to know exactly all the details of the compensation plan so that we can also strategize and lead the team to have their own, to have our own strategies to reach the ranks that we want to reach, you know. So I look forward for the training of the detailed compensation plan for the Philippines. Thank you.
Okay. So Madel, in the meantime, we could send you the link for the meeting that we had, which discussed about compensation plan. We could start from there.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, please.
Right. Portia or Kanako, I just want a clarification that about the old distributors that we previously had. Can you clarify details on that, please?
Oh, sure. So for the old distributors, so the former distributors, they have the option if they want to continue with their previous account or if they want to create a new account. I think this they just have to consider the pros and cons, or maybe they can decide whether they want to retain their old details. So when we say retain their old details, if they still remember their ID numbers, they can provide the ID number so that they could still use it. If they purchased with equivalent of gold package, I know gold package is the one that has equivalent before.
That's true. There's only one package.
Yeah. So if they want to retain that, then they no longer have to purchase for a new enrollment pack. But one thing that we have to take note of is that all distributors are not attached to their old old tree. So
Right.
they can retain their old numbers and their old enrollment packs, but they are free to choose who will be their uplines. And at the same time, it is to set expectation that their downlines also are free to choose their new upline. So totally no, they could not retain their trees from the prior run.
I would like to make a comment on that, Marisha, if you don't mind. Number one, I'd like to thank LifeVantage for having to consider that for the sake of the old distributors that were kind of like, but thank you, Beth, for raising that up. But for me, in my very own opinion, this is just for me, you guys, it is going to be a tough one. If you are going to do that direction, follow that direction, it's up to you. LifeVantage will process it accordingly, but it will cause delays. They will have to trace your old distributor, and if you do not have your old distributor number, you will have to wait and causes delays. And whatever it is that you have purchased before in the past, you have used those products. So there was really no a waste of money there. But for me, I would just move forward and get a new, this is just for me, get a new account and forget about the past, because that would still open up a can of worm, and there will be errors and there will be delays and there will be a lot of back and forth with LifeVantage until you have exhausted yourself and not even work. Instead of moving forward to work and grow your team, you are processing all these documents and papers and following up with LifeVantage and this and that.
So that's also one point for the old distributors. So that's why we still leave it up to distributors, assess the pros and cons and
assess the pros and cons.
Yes, and make a decision. So those are the basics for the old LifeVantage distributors.
Because at the end of the day, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. If not, not. It doesn't matter whether it's an old account or new account.
Right. So I'll follow up on that, Marcia. So if, as we've discussed, that is a gold pack compared to the ones that we had before, right? So if they want to upgrade to platinum, is that possible to do? So just because the packs that was only available before was equivalent to gold, right? So if they want to upgrade to platinum, will
No
that be
upgrade, Beth. I think there will be no upgrades in the Philippines. No upgrades. It's either you sign up as a silver, gold, or platinum. Silver, you will only get paid 20% on the Smart Start bonus. Gold and platinum, you will have the chance to really maximize your paycheck.
I think we can only upgrade one time when we enroll with 1,200 pesos.
No more. Philippines is different, mess. There is no upgrade in the Philippines. They do
So
not want
once
to
we
complicate.
register with our 1,200 pesos, what will happen?
So 1,200 is the cost
Kit.
for the start kit.
Starter kit.
And when we officially open, you will be able to purchase the enrollment packs of your choice. We will have silver, gold, and platinum. And you will be purchasing, you can purchase the enrollment pack, and then when you purchase, we will refund you the cost of the start kit because the enrollment pack has the start kit. So at the checkout, you will get a discount for the amount you paid for the start kit.
Okay, so Adrian has some question here. And I think he wants me to read it. Or maybe Adrian, you can come in anytime. So it says here, can we collect payment already before the launching? Then they can just get their products later in the office. Is that possible?
No, from our system, there isn't really any system to keep track of prepayment. So what we recommend is that register with the start kit in the pre-registration period. And when we officially open, then you can place an order for the enrollment pack online. So that is our recommendation.
So we still have to wait until it's officially open, then we can do our orders, right? As distributors.
Yes, that's correct.
Because as we order, Adrian, it also gives us commission. So if we're not in the system yet, we will lose our commission, right? Business.
You want to make sure you have volume. And
yes, of course, the volume. The initial volume for the Philippines is $100, correct?
That's correct.
So our system, next question. Our system is real-time 24/7, right?
We have few different systems, and then they will connect with each other. And I don't think it's real time. I think that the system from like the website to the back office and then customer service systems, I think it connects, it all works in real time, but I think they will connect and interchange their information, I believe once on 1 hour, but that's how our current system is set up.
So he says we can see all our transactions through our virtual office or personal website. Yes, we can all see anytime, 24/7, our website, personal website, correct?
That's available 24/7.
Yes.
Correct. But we will have maintenance so that the system will be always updated and runs without issues. So there is maintenance. I believe that's once a month or once in quarter, and we will let the people know when the back office is closed for maintenance. But it's not for a long time. It's few hours, I believe.
Okay, thank you. And last question. Our account in the Philippines is seamless, right? If we have network from other countries, our account is already international.
Yes,
Yes,
that's
we
correct.
can. Yeah, we can do business because it's in our website that we can always choose which country are we enrolling a distributor, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. And if you have any other question, Adrian, we can always entertain it. And really, Adrian is so excited about it. So he's also asking when can already enroll or enlist him as a red carpet leader. So I said it's gonna be 30 days before our launching, which is our target would be October, correct?
So the pre-launch, right now, let's just wait for the official announcement so that we will not be misquoted.
Marcia is really, really, really very careful.
Yes, because the corporate is very strict with that. I don't want to be the cause of any
Of course,
confusion
of
to
course.
all of us. So,
I
but
agree.
when we get the official announcement, then you will be the first ones to know. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So if you have additional questions or if you have thought of additional questions, you can always email me because we talk about the concerns or questions we are getting from the field. So KK and I, Pam, and the rest of the corporate team are always in contact with each other. The whole of HQ, all the departments there are working. So it's easy for us to really raise questions from IT side, from anything really, and KK is a good bridge for me and anything that we need from the HQ side. Just want to make sure that anything that we tell you is approved by the corporate. It's very important. So yes, it's really very, very soon. And I have been writing down so many projects for us. It's very important that we create a really good community, the right community for the network marketing business here in the Philippines. So I will be reaching out to you for some help in the near future as we launch and during our launch. So thank you all for inviting us over here. And yeah, just always reach out. We are always making time to
We will be there with you.
Wow, thank you so much, Kanako and Mercia. That was really an amazing information for all of us.
Kai, I still have one last question.
You
If
go ahead,
possible.
Madelon.
Yeah.
More questions, the better. Thank you.
Marcia, do we have, well, this will interest everyone. Do we have a specific schedule for the receipt of our commissions here in the Philippines?
Oh,
Because we have weekly and monthly commissions, right?
That's
So,
correct. Yeah.
so that would be every what day here in the Philippines, people anticipates for that. And how do we receive our commissions? Through bank?
that's a great question.
Any bank? Can we have any bank account that so we can receive our commissions?
Let me see. Yes, we have a daily calculated bonus and then the monthly calculated bonus. And there is, so the daily calculated bonuses, it's going to be paid once a week. And monthly, it's going to be paid once a week. Oh, sorry, once a month. And then the payment is going to be deposited into your bank account. So you want to make sure you have a bank account. And you can enter your bank information from the back office. So you really want to make sure the company has your bank information.
Okay, so you said once a week. What day would that be here in the Philippines?
So the calculation happens in Utah every Monday. And then calculation happens on Monday for payout. And then I believe that the payment should happen by Friday of that week. Let me double check. I think that the payment might be in the FAQ. Let me get the exact schedule. Oh, here it is. Monthly bonus is calculated monthly on the second of the month in Utah time. And for the volume that were generated in the month, and the payments are made by the 25th to your bank account on that file. That's for the monthly payment. Daily bonuses are calculated daily and paid weekly on Friday. You see the money deposited in your bank account the following week. So the clarification is we will send the money on Friday and you should receive in your bank account the following week.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
One last question also from Adrian.
Yes,
It's actually two more questions. So how about our income if someone would register in other country? It would be peso or their currency of the country. I think it's
I see. It will be paid in peso to you.
peso, always peso. But for us here in America, we get dollars, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, whatever is your origin, that's the currency that you're gonna get. Like Japan, they'll be paid in yen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So another one is, what is our bank account here in the Philippines? Can they deposit payment registrations through the companies? No, it's just whatever, I think, your personal bank account, correct?
Yes, it's a local bank account in your country. And then the payment, we will have the online bank payment option.
So we don't have the company bank still in the Philippines. It's all online, correct?
Online, yes.
Yeah, it's all online, Adrian. So it's gonna just go straight to your bank account and personal bank account. And don't worry, the company is really good in paying us. You just don't know, it's just there reminding you, you have payment, you have payment, you have bonus, you have bonus. So, and we always get excited as soon as we get those reminders or, notification. Thank you.
And we're sorry, Marsha lost connection and she cannot get back in, so she apologizes.
All right. Are there any more questions?
Can we have an office tour here in the Philippines?
Very, very good question. I will pass that request on to Marsha.
Okay.
That would be nice. Yay, that would be nice, Mads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Adrian and Rhoda can always go there.
Take some pictures, Mads.
Yeah, I will. Thanks so much.
Yeah, Mercia cannot jump back in, so I'm gonna hand it over to Beth and Kanako. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are very excited about the opening.
Yes.
We've covered a lot. Go ahead, Beth.
So don't worry. I'm sure that I know everyone's concerned about the compensation. So don't worry about that. We will give you the right information when we get all the right information.
Oh, there goes Mercia.
Yeah. And as far as launching is concerned, we will be informed by Mersha and the team back home. We don't want to promise any month or any date because, as Mersha said, we don't want to be liable for anything that we've, previously mentioned that's not confirmed. So I'm sure that the Philippine our corporate in the Philippines are as excited as we all are. And we can't wait to start, of course. And I promise you that the support is going to be there, just like how it is here in the US. And there's no problem with the payments and all that. Don't worry about that. Everything is smooth sailing when we start. So we're just excited. So with
we
Mersha,
are excited. Mercia, Madelon would like to bring to visit the office. Is that okay? Is that allowed? So she can bring, and also Adrian would like to bring in some of his team leaders so that they can take a picture. When can that be?
Okay, let's just finish everything in the office because as of this time, even our vendors are being requested by the building admin to provide a negative result for
Oh.
COVID. So we don't want to mix people just to make sure that we're not going to be causing any delay, and it's not actually coming from us, it's coming from the building admin. But once everything is set up, then I'll be happy to invite people in the office.
Yay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so
Yeah.
thank you so much, Guy. In behalf
Thank you
of
so
Guy and
much.
everyone, thank you so much for your time. And again, we're so excited to start the Live Vantage in the Philippines.
Thank you. And
All right.
yeah, we will be rocking the whole of
Yes,
life.
we will be rocking the Philippines, Marcia. You're going to be so busy. Your hands are going to be full. Kanako, thank you so much. Mads, everyone here who are here today, Adrian and all of our friends or of our future business partners in the Philippines, thank you so much. And for all the questions, I hope that we have provided you some light on all the questions that you may have. Beth, thank you so much for leading this
Thank you, Beth.
meeting.
Thank you. It's my honor and my pleasure. Thank you so much. Is it
Thank you
possible
all.
for Mersha and Kanako to stay behind? I just have one big question for a project in the Philippines that I'm doing.
So,